All right, so after we mastered stories and highlights that are highly connected with them, next thing we have to do is we actually have to learn how to create great Instagram Reels. And this is what this lesson is going to be about. Now, here's what we are going to cover today. So, we are going to cover how to create engaging and shareable short videos. I'm also going to teach you how to use training audio and effects for better reach. And then I'm going to give you some tips for optimizing Reels to make sure your posts are discovered by as many people as possible. Now, warning, if you came this far, this is the most important video in the entire course by this moment. So please watch the entire video, don't skip, don't fast forward. And pro tip, as always, if you want to save yourself some time, watch the video in double speed. So, step by step guide to creating high impact Instagram Reels. So, step number one, you have to strategize your content, right? So, first of all, you want to know what is the objective of the reel. Is it selling something, giving valuable info, or building, relationship and trust with your audience? Next one, you need to identify your target audience, right? This is what we already covered. If you haven't gone through that lesson, please go through that. There are some very important pieces of information that you need to know no matter what before you get into this lesson. Okay? Next one, you have to research trends. These are the basics, right? I've already told you how to, research trends. Make sure you do that. Come back to that lesson. Search for other creators, other popular creators in your niche, and then, model your content in the same way they do. Next thing you should do is you should storyboard your reel. So break it into three parts. Hook, which is the attention grabber, then content, which is the core message, and CTA, which is the call to action, right? Now, for example, right? Um, for an online course, it could start with a question, right? Struggling to learn coding, that's a hook, right? That clearly calls out the main problem. And then you demonstrate a snippet of a lesson, right? So like a snippet of, what you're about to learn, and then you end with sign up for today, right? And very important thing you want to do is that you want to make sure that you only focus on one idea at a time, that you keep it as simple as humanly possible. Okay, like this is the most crucial thing. Like, no matter what you do, no matter how you do it, you gotta just keep it simple. Okay, so that's what I would do. Um, so, yes. Next up, record high quality footage, right? So first of all, choose a clean, well-lit space. Use natural light or ring lights to enhance clarity. Now, you can get ring lights for as little as $30. So it's it if you think it's all about money, it isn't. It's just about optimizing your space and following these simple steps that other people feel like are not good enough, but in reality, trust me, majority of people don't follow them. And this is why, stuff like this happens. And people, because they don't follow basics, then their reels don't perform well. Shoot in short clips. That's a very important thing. When you're creating content, right, you want to make sure your content is as sharp as humanly possible. And if you're shooting a 30-second video, there's no way you can be sharp like throughout the entire 30 seconds, right? So this is why you should like shoot your hook, then the main promise, and then the call to action, right? This is simply because, like I've said, sharpness and efficiency of delivery are the most important parts when it comes down to your business, right? And next one, leverage angles and movement, right? So use dynamic angles to keep your reel visually interesting. So, for example, a car detailing business could alternate between close-ups of cleaning tools and wide shots of the car transformation. Next one, what you want to do is to ensure stability. So what I'm trying to say here is to simply use a tripod or stabilizer for steady footage, especially for close-ups or product demonstrations. And obviously, you want to record multiple takes because if you shoot everything on one try, it's never going to work out. Now, with that said, I'm going to show you one creator that I absolutely respect because he's got, in my opinion, one of the best reels in the world. His editing, his delivery, everything is just absolutely on another level. So let me show you. All right, so this creator's name is Devin Jado, right? He has literally got like, just make ourselves more. He's got like the best reels in the world, in my opinion. If you look at his stats, he's got the biggest average views on a video from all the Instagram marketing gurus today, which is absolutely crazy. His videos are absolutely amazing. I'm not sure if I can like show you sound, but like you see, like if you see it, if you look at his videos, it's just the editing is absolutely amazing. His delivery is absolutely amazing. Like his videos look so cool. And like if you really study his content, you can get so much out of it. And like if there would be one person to study, the alchemy of reels from, then it would be this guy. So I'm just letting you know about this because I'm honestly like impressed by this guy. He's got impressive numbers, impressive, visual like coherence. If you look at this, he's just got this, purple background like this, you know, um, RGB light background, and it's absolutely awesome. So yeah, I'm just recommending you this guy if you want to see how real looks like in real life. Go to this guy's. His name is Devin Jado, and he's got 133 posts, 321,000 followers. Now, let's just talk about editing, right? So, we're back in the presentation. So, first of all, import and arrange clips, right? So, after you're done recording, like I've told you to do, then you can use Instagram's built-in editor. And if I'm being completely honest with you, when you're just starting out, it's way easier to edit on the Instagram than in some kind of software, right? But like if you're just beginning, you can play with simple effects, simple transitions, and then as you progress more and more, you can use InShot or CapCut, which in my opinion are really easy editors to use for beginners when it comes down to reels. And by the way, this guy Devin Jado edits his videos in CapCut, or his editor edits his videos in CapCut, right? Next thing you should do is obviously to trim and align, right? Next thing, like just cut out unnecessary parts and only pick, the best, parts of each one of these videos and literally just cut out all the fat, right? To ensure that when you piece these puzzles together, that the transitions are smooth, right? Next up, you should add text and captions. Now, for this one, just make sure that you use clear, bold fonts to emphasize key points, right? So, for example, an e-commerce business might add 50% off today at the beginning. And then last but not least, incorporate trending audio, right? So that is pretty much that. Now, how to actually maximize your engagement? You do that with something called smart posting, right? And you do this by crafting a catchy caption first. So, what you want to do, you want to combine a question, a value proposition, and a call to action. And let me show you an example again from Devin Jado himself. Okay, so if you look at one of his captions, right, I want you to just read this with me. Here is a value proposition, and then at the end, you have got the call to action, which, by the way, isn't you doing something else, right? Like clicking on this link or whatever. His call to action is actually within the video itself, right? But in the caption, he also has got, a call to action, indirect call to action. So, look, if you want to get more views on Instagram, then you need to use the Devon Zone. Now, what is great about this? First of all, clear value proposition. And then he tells you you need to use the Devon zone. But what the Devon zone means, you might be saying. And this is exactly why you are going to keep on reading, because he basically promises you something and then he gives you solution, but you don't know what the solution is. And therefore, you are going to want to know more about that, right? This video gives you This video gives you, as the creator slash influencer and your video editor, some of my best social media pro editing types. If you follow these editing tips and use the Devon Zone in your video, then your IG Reels will 100% become easier to watch and get more views. This applies to all videos filmed vertically. So stop asking the question how to go viral and start using the Devon Zone in your next short form video. What he did here absolutely perfectly was that he told you the result that he got with this, and that he also told you the results that you can expect from getting this. And then he told you, so stop wasting your time and just use, the Devon zone. And the great thing about it is he told you everything except what the Devon zone is, which, if you think about it, he created, a an authority for his video, which means that he like people believe that the Devon zone is helpful. However, they don't know what the Devon zone is actually. So for this reason, you will want to watch the video, and this is what your ultimate goal is. Your ultimate goal is to want to watch the video while after reading the caption, right? So let's get right into the presentation. Now, when it comes down to hashtags, make sure you use them strategically, right? So what we want to do is that we want to mix niche specific and trending hashtags for broader reach, right? So, for example, home renovation tips, which is, broad reach, and then small business owner, which is niche specific, right? Obviously, make sure you post at optimal times, right? Analyze your audience's activity and schedule posts accordingly. And then tag and collaborate. Tag relevant accounts or influencers to amplify your reach. And promote in stories and in DMs, right? Share your reel in Instagram stories, which will, increase your reach. And also make sure that you personally share reels with potential clients or collaborators. Now, are you with the sharing the reels through your DMs, you want to make sure that you only share it with people who 100% are going to be interested in whatever you're selling. Okay, so that or whatever you're doing. So with people who've already got good relationships with, such as your previous customers. And step number 5, analyze and improve, right? So make sure that you monitor performance metrics. These are the metrics you should monitor. Track views, likes, shares, saves, and comments using Instagram Insights. Now, if you don't know where to find Instagram Insights, I'm gonna quickly show you. So we're at the homepage of Instagram, then we click on more, and sorry, no, we click on dashboard. And then you have ad tools or you have insights, right? And then you click on insights for content, and then you will see all the insights well before content. Obviously, I haven't, uploaded any content in the past 90 days, so I have no insights, which also means your insights will be only available for the past 90 days, for the content that was released for the past 90 days. All right. Now, as I shared how to actually create great reels, let's just dive a little bit deeper, right? Let's just dive into how to use trending audio and effects for better reach on Instagram Reels. Now, before we move, to the tutorial, let me just simply tell you what even trending audio and effects mean on Instagram. Basically, every single reel, if you don't have your custom audio, which could be, you speaking, have got, music in the background. And this music is audio, right? Now, some of the songs that are released or some of the sounds gain huge popularity, and they gain huge popularity simply by, other creators making them popular, right? So if, Travis Scott releases a song and everybody, uses Travis Scott's song, within, his reel, then it's a popular or trending audio, right? And this is how audio becomes popular. So what we are going to cover in this, how to actually gain, an advantage when it comes down to these trending sounds and how to even spot them. So let's go on how to actually do it. So first of all, you need to search for trending audio, right? And what you want to do is that you want to open the Instagram app and navigate to the Reels section, right? Then you want to scroll through Reels and pay attention to audios with the upward arrow symbol. Tap the audio name to see how other creators are using it, right? You will see other videos that were made with by using the same video. Then save the audio by selecting Save Audio for future use. Next thing you want to do is to preview and analyze, right? Before committing to an audio clip, tap Use Audio to preview its vibe, right? You first want to see how it will even look like before you use it, right? Check out the beat, tone, and mood align with your content's message. Next thing you should do is to study top performing reels that use this audio to understand their structure. Next thing that you want to do is that you want to make sure your audio matches with your content, right? Or not your audio, but like the audio you've chosen. And what you want to do is that you want to plan your content around the rhythm of the audio, right? For instance, match transitions or movements to the beats, right? Like when you hear, very explosive beat, or if you hear like very interesting transitions within the audio, you want to match it with your video and do that transition as well. When the music should dictate, how the video is being trimmed, basically. The video needs to be to the beat, right? Think of it as dancing, right? They all dancers also dance to the music. The music dictates how they move. Not the other way around. The same thing should be with your reels. Now, the next thing that you should do is to obviously create a reel with this saved audio, right? Tap the plus icon and choose reel to start recording. Select your saved audio from the audio section. Film or upload clips that sync naturally with the music's tempo. So you can either, use the trending audio while recording the reel, or you can just simply like save the sound and then trim it in CapCut and make it better. Both ways work. The next thing you should do is to enhance with effects, right? While editing, you can click on the effects icon and explode the trending category. Choose an effect that complements your theme, whether it's playful, dramatic, or artistic. That doesn't matter. Just the effect's intensity to ensure it doesn't overshadow your content. Then edit and refine. And the last thing, finalize and post. Make sure that you double check synchronization between visuals and sound. And that is pretty much that. All right. So after we've gone through how to actually use effects and trending sounds to your advantage, we now are going to go over how to optimize Reels for discoverability, right? So let's do it. So first of all, make sure that you have high quality footage. No calculator, camera videos like, okay? Use natural or professional lighting to ensure clarity. Record the videos in vertical form with a resolution of at least 1080p, which is full HD. Uh, Instagram is optimized for full HD, so make sure you use this type of resolution. Also, what you want to make sure that you do is that you actually, you want to make sure like get an iPhone. Just get an iPhone. Like I feel like they have the best videos and like it costs like $300 to $400. And I feel like they're just affordable. Right now I'm recording this one and I'm using this course with an assistance of iPhone 13. The video quality is great and I'm using it as a webcam as well. I'm telling you guys, iPhones are great for video. Like, if you don't wanna, mess around with like setups and like buying lens, then I feel like iPhones are the best. Also, make sure to avoid shaky footage by using a tripod. Next up, which we already talked about, craft attention grabbing hooks. Use a little bit of your personality to make sure you create great hooks. What you want to do is that like, you want to use metaphors that work great. You can use you can use controversy, like polarizing opinions because that gets attention. You can use benefit driven hooks. You can use fear driven hooks, which is like 3 steps, to make sure, you know, your wife doesn't divorce you or something like. I'm just making this stuff up, but you get it, right? Fear driven hook. Now, what you also want to do, like I've said, you want to include text board overlays to highlight key points or promises, right? For example, this hack will save you hours. What you also want to do is that you want to incorporate keywords and hashtags. So research hashtags with a mix of high and low competition, right? Tools like Hashtagify can help, right? Use keywords in your captions that describe the video's content, right? For example, here's how to edit Reels. So you use how to edit Reels. Very simple. Make sure to keep it somewhere between 10 or 15 hashtags to boost discoverability. And then maximize engagement with call to actions. Add clear calls to action, such as double tap if you agree, or tag a friend who needs this. Then encourage viewers to share your reel by emphasizing its value. Then, like I've said, optimize posting times. We've covered this already. Next up, what you want to do, leverage captions effectively, right? Write concise, engaging captions that complement the video. We have gone over that. Make sure you rewind this like 7 minutes or 10 minutes earlier. I've shown you one of the best captions by one of the best content creators, Devin Jado. Go check him out. And next up, and the last one, test and learn, right? You have to just experiment because a lot of times you might think something will perform good, but the truth is it doesn't. And after you release some kind of content that you know that you like, are 100% sure won't perform well, then, just explodes and you just gone viral, right? Now, engaging the audience. How to engage the audience. How to make the content fun. So first of all, make content relatable. Share real life stories or example in your reels or use metaphors and use super simple terminology to describe whatever you're talking about. Don't use fancy words and jargon. Also, you want to make sure that you address common pain points or questions your audience has and solve it for them. Next up, you want to make sure you encourage interaction. Post direct questions in your captions or video, such as what's your go to hack? Use interactive stickers like polls or quizzes in accompanying stories. Next up, you can collaborate with influencers, right? You can partner with creators in your niche to tap into their audience, which obviously will then give your audience huge boost because other people will discover you. And you do that by co-creating content that aligns with trending themes, which by the way, if you partner up with great influencers, they will help you with that, right? And then you can also add accessibility features, right? You want to make sure that you enable auto captions for viewers who watch without sound, right? Highlight critical points with bold text overlays, right? Like you want to make sure like that your captions within the video are great as well, right? If you use CapCut, the CapCut has got an automatic caption, generation tool that basically automatically generates caption for you and your video. And last but not least, A/B test the content. That's the most important thing. You put two almost identical, pieces of content next to each other and you just test which ones perform the best, right? And you do that by slightly changing one or maximum two elements of the video. And then based on that, you will see what works the best, right? So if you have one video, for example, what you want to do is that you want to change the headline, right? Or you want to change the title, or you want to change the hook, right? Or you want to change the call to action, like test different variables. Now here are just for the end of this lesson, I'm just going to give you some tools for enhancing reels, right? So first of all, editing apps. Here are some apps that are absolutely amazing for editing. First one is InShot. It's easy to use app for basic editing and transitions. Then CapCut. This lets you edit like a master, like a pro, and it's very easy to navigate through, especially for beginners. Like I've never seen tool so beginner friendly but so advanced at the same time. Then Canva, we already talked about this. Now lighting and filming equipment. So first of all, you can have, ring lights for consistent lighting in indoor settings. I'm just going to show you like which ones can you buy from Amazon, like very simple. You're not going to invest too much, by the way. So we are in Amazon or on Amazon. You can see $18, $29. You can even change colors in these. That's absolutely phenomenal. You see $29, 29, yeah, around $30. Some of these are obviously more advanced, which are, these ones for 93. But like I've said, all you need, to be honest with you, is either this one or this one. And if you want to like RGB colors, then you can pick this one. Like these are the ones I would go for, right? Now the next thing you need to have is gimbals, right? So just go quickly or this one. Yeah, that's literally just a stabilizer, right? $75, $51. You can literally just go with this one. 36. I wouldn't use like so cheap stabilizers, but yeah, I would at least go for the ones for $50. I've got some, experience with this, and 51 is great. Yeah, what do we want to have next? Um, Microphone, or, or PC, right? Because you also need microphones, right? Yeah, very simple, very effective. I would go, if I'm being completely honest with you, the microphone I'm currently using is sorry, Rode, um, mic, yes. You just see, yes, this one. I've been using this one for over a year, only $99, high quality, great stuff. Would recommend this to everyone who's just starting out. Now, for the analytics tools, I would just recommend you to use Instagram Insights and then Metricool or Layer, which basically lets you analyze trends and schedule posts, right? Then how to track trends. So follow hashtags like hashtag real trend alert or viral audio. That's the easiest way to do that. Also, make sure to use websites or newsletters that summarize weekly Instagram trends. And if I can recommend you one profile, I'll show you. I've shown this profile to you at the beginning of this course. The guy called Marketing Harry. I'm just gonna quickly show him to you. Yep, this guy right here called Marketing Harry. He's absolutely unbelievable. I would recommend him to anyone. He's absolute goat. He gives you absolutely amazing tips and tricks every single day. And if you're a beginner, you will learn so much just from his free content. Okay, so make sure you take the advantage of it because it's absolutely unbelievable stuff. Now, with that said, let me just give you some pro tips for long-term success. Right? So first of all, everybody talks about consistency, but it's just true, right? Set a regular posting schedule. For example, 3 to 5 reels per week. Keep your branding consistent with similar colors, fonts, and tones. Then the next thing you want to do is to engage with your audience, right? So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you respond to comments and thank followers for their support. What you also want to do is that you want to make sure that you create reels based on audience suggestions or feedback. Next up, make sure you stay flexible. Adapt quickly to new trends and most importantly, watch trends, right? Be in the center of what's happening. Makes educational, entertaining, and inspirational content to keep your audience engaged. Next up, use data to improve. Continuously analyze real performance and adjust strategies to that data. I'm, I'm saying this all the time. The best teacher and the best feedback is your audience and data. Not because that never lies, right? What you want to do is to drop poorly performing content and double down on successful ones. And also network actively, right? Collaborate with other creators to expand your reach and engage with trending creators' content to increase visibility in their audience so that you build relationships with them. All right, guys. So in this lesson, we have covered how to actually master Instagram Reels. And guys, if you can do that, you will absolutely rule the entire Instagram and your niche. The reason for that is because people just love videos, and we covered that already. Now, my biggest recommendation too is to go over the specific, analysis of the videos and the creators I made. Then write these tips down, and according to these tips, create your own reels. So, with that said, let's get right into work, and I cannot wait to talk to you soon.